Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I did do a video version talking on this, but it wasn't long enough. I felt that there were still some more things that needed to be said about this particular phrase that I hear a lot in the gaming community. But the phrase is, it's a skill issue. Now, overall, what that means is that you're playing a game that's extremely difficult. People don't want to look at the game as it being extremely difficult because they're good at the game. They're better than me at the game. So when they see somebody else struggling on the game, rather than agreeing with the fact that this game is difficult, it's going to take some time, there should be some more practice before getting into some stuff. No, they just want to go directly to this phrase, it's a skill issue. Now, before I get into talking about that, I want to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson when it comes to me and video games. And I want you guys to overall go through my gaming channel, go through the amount of TikTok videos I've made, everything related to gaming. Just search up TMossBoss and gaming. Whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, fam, I have posted gaming content all throughout. I had to say at least every year I have posted nothing but gaming content. You know, like every year since getting into content creating. Like when I very first got into content creating, some of the first few videos that I posted were gaming videos. So it was always meant for me to be a gaming content creator, you know, and then I was like, I remember playing Madden, WWE, like SmackDown versus Raw, like that was like some of the games I very first had started off posting videos on. Grand Theft Auto 4. But yeah, those are some of the first few games that I had made videos on YouTube and stuff. But before that, fam, the amount of video games that I have played, from racing games to shooter games to fighting games, there will be at times where I will go over to my friends' houses and play games over at their place. Like when I tell you that I am a gamer, that's not just to like, you know, throw that title like across my name and stuff and just be like, oh yeah, it's just, you know, another little thing that I do. No, this is something that I have done my whole life, pretty much. My whole life. I had to say a good 97 to 98% of my life, I have been playing video games. All right, I'm 27 years old. So if you do the math, like that's been some time. You know, that has been a long time. All right. So anyways, but just even getting to like some of the very first few video games I remember playing Mario Kart 64, or not, but Mario 64, like where you going through the Bowser's, I think, yeah, it's Bowser's Castle, something like that. But anyways, but yeah, I was playing games on the Nintendo 64. And then fast forward some years, my dad got me the PlayStation 2. I had over 100 games on that. So yeah, I even when I was a kid, like I was still a hardcore gamer, you know. And then fast forward some time after that, my mom got me the PlayStation 3, had a gang of games on there. I have the trophies to prove how many games I played on the PlayStation 3. But anyways, fast forward after that, I ended up getting me an Xbox 360, and I had to say that's when I really has started doing some stuff with video games. Like I would have to say, like that's when it was about beating games, getting achievements, all that stuff, you know. Fast forward after that, then I ended up getting the Xbox One. And yeah, my mom, she ended up getting that for me Christmas. That was like the last console I remember my parents buying me and stuff. But anyways, my mom went ahead, got me that. Did, you know, some form of gaming on there and stuff. Fast forward after that, then I started making my own money. So guess what that means? Now I have an unlimited supply of video games. Because when I was working at that cafe in Seattle, I was like, fam, I mean, I still make good money today, but I was making some good money when I was working in Seattle and stuff. So yeah, it was one of those things where I was all like, nah, bro, like now I'm really about to start going crazy with gaming. So anyways, I went ahead, got me a PlayStation 4, and got more games on there. Pretty much had went back to the, the good old-fashioned PlayStation days. And the thing is this, you know, when you hear all of that, what does that overall mean? This bro's been playing a lot of different video games. Then fast forward after that, then yeah, got the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, PC, What are some other things that I guess you want to just throw it in there as an honorable mention. Mobile games. I've been kind of getting into mobile games, I have to say, ever since I got me my very first iPod Touch and stuff. But anyways, regardless though, I have played a lot of different video games. Now, if you don't believe me when I say that, because I feel like some people would be like, well, I don't believe you. You don't sound like you play a whole lot of different video games. Go check out my gaming channel. Fam, there have been times where I have played and beaten games on my gaming channel. I have a whole gaming channel called TMossBoss Gaming. If you don't believe, the thing is this, if you see that channel and you still don't believe that I am a gamer, no, you just have issues. You mentally, something is wrong with you. It's either that, you're hating, trolling, whichever, but overall, I will call myself a gamer before any other form. Like, when it comes down to content creating, I would have to say that I fall more in the line of being a gaming content creator than anything else. Because that's something that I've had so many years compared to like all the other form of content that I've watched, that I've gotten into. Gaming content has been the content, that's the content that got me into YouTube in the first place. Like when I remember back in 2015 and that was like more so like getting like taking content creating seriously. I remember I created my gaming channel, TMossBoss Gaming, and before that it was all I was really getting ready to enlist in the military, so I wouldn't even have had no time to play no video games. But regardless, but yeah, I was like, I got very, into video games because I was like, I had got me a laptop, was overall trying to like get me just, figure out PC gaming. Like, fam, the crazy thing about it is that I was making video games more difficult for myself. Like, I had me a laptop, and then I remember one of the games that I downloaded was War Thunder. I was playing a lot of War Thunder when I had very first had got. It wasn't even a gaming laptop. It was just a plain old simple laptop. It was like one of them laptops that you take to college or something. Like, you mostly just gonna be typing up things and doing PowerPoints on that type of laptop. But anyways, I had, I downloaded, War Thunder, and I was even using a mouse and a keyboard to play that game. Well, I was using a keyboard, but I wasn't using a mouse. I was using the little mouse pad on the, laptop to, play War Thunder. So I was making the game more difficult for myself. Is that something that I would do today, just to maybe challenge myself? But do you hear what I'm overall saying, though? I should be the one challenging myself. When you're playing a video game, the thing is this. Like, yeah, there's going to be some video games where they're going to be difficult, and there are going to be some video games that's going to be overall easy and stuff. But I feel that a game should be difficult because you're making it difficult. It shouldn't be a situation where the company is making the game difficult for you, and it's like, fam, I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that at all. It's one of those things where it's like, you should definitely, when coming out, this is just talking to developers. When you're coming out with a video game, you definitely need to ask an audience, how would you guys feel about this game? Like, post about it, come out with demos, all that stuff. But you have to, nowadays, when you're making a video game, you gotta capture all audiences. Because the thing is this, although Elden Ring is like probably, because that's gonna be the main game that I'm gonna be talking on and stuff. Although Elden Ring is one of the most hottest games in the world right now, you still have people. Let me just go on Twitch real quick. You still, and just just some of the people, there's like the three follow, or like people that I'm following where it's like they're big followers. It's like, famous YouTubers and a wrestler. Other than that, I like the rest of the people that I'm following that's live right now. There's one person playing Kingdom Hearts. A friend of mine's playing Call of Duty Warzone. Another friend of mine's playing Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege. Another friend of mine's playing Warzone. Friend of mine's playing Fortnite. Another person playing Final Fantasy. And the last two people playing Minecraft and Valorant. So you're not capturing. My thing is this. If I'm coming out with a video game, I want everybody to play this game. Like, when I'm coming out with content, I want everybody to be involved with my content. I want everybody to like my content. I'm not just going to make content just for one person. I'm making content for everybody. So overall, when I'm playing games like Elden Ring and they want to make it as difficult as possible, it's like, bruh, for what reason? Why is this game so difficult? You know, it's like there, because the thing is this, that's when, and that's something that I'm very strong about, is that if the developers haven't done no real life stuff like this, like if you haven't went up against all the different bosses and things that exist in Elden Ring, and then you're making it extremely difficult for us, and it's like, okay, well, you know what? You go out, you find the biggest person that you can possibly find, have them in some gold armor, get a horse and put them in some gold armor, and have it where you're fighting this person pretty much with a pocket knife, and you gotta take them out, and if you don't, then yeah, you pretty much just lose in life. But it's like, if you're not willing to do that, then fam, why should I be having to do that in a game that I paid money? See, here's the thing, you know, regardless of whether because I didn't play free games, I didn't play games that are mad expensive, I didn't play games that are dirt cheap, I didn't played a lot of different video games with a lot of different prices going across it and stuff, you know, and even just thinking of one free game that I played where it's like, yeah, they have like that difficulty in the game, but at the same time, they do have some easy missions that you could just sit around and just play and have fun with and stuff. But anyways, the video game Warframe, that's a game that I had played. I put a lot of hours into Warframe. That was another free game that I had got into. I remember I had got into PC gaming, and yeah, to me personally, it's a solid game. It's a game where it's like they're not asking you for a crazy amount of money. The thing is this, I hadn't had that game for almost 10 years on my PC account, and I think I've only put $10 into the game. Other than that, it's like, fam, I have not had to put no other additional money into that game. I had to put additional money in the game to make it easy. I had to put additional money in the game to make it hard. I can play that game at my own pace, and fam, it is fun. There is nothing, in my own personal opinion, there's nothing wrong with that game. I had nothing but fun with that game. Visually, very appealing. Gameplay, amazing. Story, dope. I'm saying, like, there's nothing but positive things. Now, I will admit, there have been times where I had, but see, you know what the thing is this, though. There might have been times where I have found difficult moments within that game, but they do have it where it's like, okay, you can build your skill up and then come back to that mission later. Now, Elden Ring, they are on the same stuff, but it's like, at least with Warframe, they have you start off in the easy parts of the game before they have you start off in the hard parts of the game. Now, if I had got into Warframe, because overall Warframe, it's a fighting game. They got some shooting, gameplay in there. They got some, but yeah, it's more so like a fighting game. Like, you gotta be like fast on your feet when playing that game and stuff. But I will say though, it's one of but yeah, Elden Ring, I mean, they don't have guns in there, but it's the same thing. But it's like, that's a question though that I have for the developers, where it's like, okay, it ain't like there's much of a difference between like fighting games and stuff. Like, there are some differences, like, you got your Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter type fighting games, and then you got like the Ghost of Tsushima, Rise of the Ronin, them sword-based fighting games, Assassin's Creed, you got stuff like that. But the thing is this, with Elden Ring, that's the only one that exists where it's like, fam, you're making it difficult for what? And here's the thing, and that's overall the point that I'm trying to make. I done played games like Elden Ring before. I ain't never struggled like that with a video game. Never. I have played, and the funny thing is like, and that overall just like having everything coming to full circle with everything that I've been talking on, like from playing video games since I was a kid all the way up until now. When people tell me stuff like that, it's a skill issue. I'm thinking to myself, I've been playing video games well over 20 years. Well over 20 years, day and night, hours upon hours. You mean to tell me I still gotta, here's the thing, besides different platforms I didn't play games on, I didn't played so many different genres, from racing, shooting, fighting, strategy, what are some survival, I'm trying to think of some other games. I done played simulators, I done played, let me just kind of look through the list of games right now. Games where they got you flying jets. What are some other things? War games. I'm saying, space type games. I done played so many different types of video games out there where it's like, when somebody tells me that it's a skill issue, and I've been playing every video game, every genre, every platform my whole life, bro, it's something where it's like, man, come on now, be real. Be real. Because if it was really a skill issue, and then you got people out there that are probably playing Elden Ring more than I am, and they probably are saying the same exact stuff that I'm saying, how is it that there are people, because there's all these different video games in the world that exist, right? There's some video games where it's like you got people out there doing rage compilations on them and stuff. I've seen that with Elden Ring. There are games I can list off right now where it's like, and they're popular games where there ain't no rage compilations with them. It's just a simple, relaxing game. Let's just look up, because I did mention simulators. Let's just look up, one game in particular. I want to look up, Supermarket Simulator. And if there's a rage compilation on that game, then I'm like, then yeah, that whoever is playing it, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It's like, fam, I'm just trying to switch accounts, and it's like, it's out here just being weird. You gotta, like, go to the YouTube studio to switch accounts. It's like, YouTube, how about instead of giving out strikes, fix your guys' website and crap. But anyways, okay, let's go ahead. All right, so, Supermarket Simulator Rage. Let's just overall see. None whatsoever. I'm like, I see Queso, he got, but he's one of those guys where it's like he's raging, but he's not really raging, you know. So it's one of those things where I'm like, that doesn't exist. I'm trying to think of some other games. There's some, because it's like I feel like the list can go on and on with games where it's like they exist, but you don't see no rage compilations on them and stuff. But it's like with Elden Ring, you see that with that game. Now, why do you think them people are raging? Do you think they're raging because it's too dark in the game? Do you think they're raging because it's too light in the game? There's too many trees. There's they don't like the name of the game. They don't like that their character isn't above 7 feet tall. No, they're raging on the game because the enemies are too difficult. That don't make no sense to me, where it's like people want to, and it's, you know, the thing is this, the only people that say crap like that, because if somebody comes to me, let's say, because I feel like somebody would throw that example, like, let's say there's a game that I play on a regular basis, racing games for an example. Let's say a friend of mine's, they download Forza Motorsport and they're flipping out and raging on that game. If I see one of my friends flipping out and raging on Forza, rather than telling them, oh, it's a skill issue, I'm going to, if the thing is this, if they want a, like, guidance throughout that game, I will give them a guide. But I definitely would tell them, like, you know, hey, yeah, it's like, you know, wait, have you played racing games before? If they say no, then I'm like, okay, then yeah, you know, there's a lot that you're gonna need to learn. I wouldn't recommend starting off with Forza, like, not this Forza, maybe start with one of the older Forzas, because it is a little bit easier. But yeah, start with like an easy game and then kind of, you know, work your Forza is like, I wouldn't even necessarily say like Forza is a difficult game, but I guess just saying it as an example. But I'm like, there are easier things. You can make the game easier and stuff. And I guess, like, yeah, if you want, because they do have it where it's kind of set up like, if you make the game easy, then you won't get as much XP. So I guess if you're worried about the XP, then yeah, you're going to have to play the game on the hardest difficulty. But you can't upgrade your cars rather than just, you know, just simply just saying some old dumb stuff. It's a skill issue. Nobody, the thing is this, when a person is raging on a video game, we're not trying to hear stuff like that. We don't care about stuff like that. Especially when we done played video games for years upon years. I'm not hearing nothing about no skill issue, because I'm like, my skill is all the way up when it comes to video games. I can play every other game in the same genre as Elden Ring, because it's like, I done play, so there's some of the genres that they say that Elden Ring is involved in is like, you know what, no, let's just look it up online. Let's just look it up. What genre would Elden Ring be? Action role playing. I done played a lot of different action role playing games. I done played a lot of different adventure games, platform games. I mean, I guess, but anyways, and fighting games. So it's like, okay, there's like somebody on Reddit. There's like, what type of game is, I think that's just somebody asking like, what is it about and things. But anyways, yeah, I done played a lot of different action. Let's just open up some of the, or just, you know, open up these 4 things, because it's something. Why are they not showing, like, I'm just trying to figure out, okay, yeah, it's, whatchamacallit, Google is being weird, because it's like they have this stuff opened up, but it's like it's still showing the same search. I'm like, Google and YouTube needs to fix their websites, because they just at times be doing some old dumb stuff. But anyways, well, you know what? No, because I do have Steam open, so I'm all like, all right, let's just look up some action adventure games and stuff. Okay, adventure RPG. Let's look up some games in the adventure RPG. The Division 2 is considered an adventure RPG. I guess it is. The Division 2, okay, so if comparing Elden Ring to the Division 2, the Division 2, that is probably the most, because that game, it's one of those games where it's like, if you want a challenge, you very well can get a challenge. But at the same time, they allow you to challenge yourself however you want to challenge yourself. It ain't on some stuff where it's like, oh, we're just going to throw out a challenge in there and you can't do nothing about it. And we just going to take your money and you're going to have to be happy about it and stuff. But no, what they'll do in that game is that instead of putting you up against, you're a level 1 player going up against a level 20 enemy, and that's pretty much what Elden Ring is doing. No, they have it where you're going up against other level 1 like NPCs or enemies and stuff. You're not going to be going up against no level 20 or whatever the highest level is in the Division 2. No, they're going to work with you on that game. And then when you get to a level 20, that's when everybody else becomes a level 20. But because there was a point I remember I did say in my video and stuff, but I'm like, no, let me Pal World. Pal World that's a game where I'm like, okay, I would have to say that would be a little bit more of a comparison to Elden Ring, but they still don't have it where it's this crazy challenging game and stuff. Horizon, all right, so yeah, that had like Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West like game. There's one called Horizon Zero Dawn, and then the other one's called Horizon Forbidden West. And I did play a little bit of that game, and that game was not difficult, at least not to me. Monster Hunter World, I had to say that's another good comparison to Elden Ring. Played it, didn't find that game hard. Borderlands 2, played it, didn't find that game hard. Let's see the top rated games. Fallout, even though that game put fear in my eyes, still, from what I remember playing of it, I didn't find that game hard. Hogwarts Legacy, didn't find that game hard. God of War, didn't find that game hard. Let me think of some other games that exist. I'm just kind of going through the list right now. But Assassin's Creed, didn't find that game hard. I actually made it like probably at the halfway mark of Assassin's Creed 2, and then afterwards, because this was like during the Xbox 360 days, so I was getting games every single week at that point. But anyways, but I still didn't find it hard. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, didn't find that game hard at all. Let me look up some other games that they have on the list. I'm just clicking show more, and once I find like one like last game, and then after that, then I'll move on. The Sims series, if that game is considered hard, then I'm like, yeah, that's one of those things where it's just, no, you do not play games like that. But it's like, I have never ever have found a Sims game difficult. They literally tell you what to do in that game. If your character is hungry, go get you something to eat. If your character is tired, go to sleep. If your character wants to go talk to another character, go up to that character and start talking to them. Elden Ring, on the other hand, they're like, no, we're gonna put you in front of somebody that's way above your level, and you're gonna have to somehow, some way take them out. And then people have said that where it's like, you don't have to take that guy out, and I'm like, fam, well, to me it just defeats the purpose of getting the game if there's parts of the game I can't even play yet. It's like, he shouldn't even exist. He shouldn't exist until later on. Whichever enemies is easier than him, those should be the ones that spawn first, and then all the other difficult enemies, they should spawn later. But it's like, to me, I feel like that it really doesn't have nothing to do with skill, where he can take me out in 2 hits and I gotta take him out in 1,000 hits. That's not skill, bro. When they say stuff like that, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, so I'm allowed to go into this game with whatever skill that I have? Okay, cool. So pretty much what I would do if I'm going into a situation where there's a big giant golden man on a golden horse, you know what skill I'm gonna bring to that fight? I'm gonna bring an AR-15 and I'm blowing that man's head off. That's what skill I'm gonna do. I know that was a little bit dark, but I'm just saying that's what I would overall do if I'm bringing my own skill to the game. But I can't do that. So overall, that's when it's the developer's turn. What can you guys do to make the game easier for some, not all audiences, but just some audiences, the people that do find that game a little bit difficult? But I'm saying, it's like, I know I'm not the only one that feels that way, because there are probably so many people in this world where they refuse. You know what? No, let's just look it up. Let's just look it up real quick. Why is Elden Ring so hard. That is, I have even, that's a search that I've never even searched before, and that's the first thing that popped up. So, there's like an AI generating. So there's like Elden Ring is known for being difficult along with its Soul style predecessors. Some say the game's open world structure is a key to overcoming its challenges, while others say the game's DLC, Shadow of the I don't know, is designed to challenge dedicated fans. So even the fans that are known to playing this game, it's even a challenge. That's crazy. Here are some reasons why Elden Ring might be considered difficult. New content, DLCs like Shadow of the whatever tree add new content and challenge players in new ways. For an example, the DLC's early bosses have longer attack strings and delayed swings to punish reckless actions. Upgrade system. The game's upgrade system is designed to make it easier for players to realize when a boss is too difficult, explore elsewhere to get stronger. Meanwhile, there's games where it's like, okay, you take out this boss that's the same level as you guys are doing the same amount of damage, and overall it's like, even if they have it on some stuff where it's like, because you know what, here's what I personally think. I feel like that they didn't fully develop this game. Now hear me out on why I personally feel that way, because it would be so much easier if they were to make it to where the enemy, because I done played The Division, for an example, I done played games before where they have it where the enemy kind of, not so much as like mocks you, but it acts like you, like it'll like kind of, it'll hide under like, in covering things, and overall it's like, we just got to see who's the fastest, but it's like, okay, I know I'm going to be the fastest because it's like, okay, I'm not the computer is obviously going to be slower and stuff. So that's what I'm all like, but I think that there's like, no, we're not going to do that because people are going to be, finding it probably beating the game a lot quicker than they are and stuff. And they probably want people to do that. They probably want people to play the game as long as they possibly can. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, it shouldn't even be like that. I should be able to play this game however many times I want to play this game, but not based on the fact that the game is too difficult and I'm going to probably spend more time looking up YouTube tutorials on how to beat bosses. No, it should be a thing. It's like, I play this game because I consider this game fun. That's what gaming is. Gaming is about fun. It ain't about challenges. It ain't about making it as extremely difficult as all get out. No, the game should be about fun, all right? So it's like, if my thing is this, that's another thing. If I'm going to be going up against some enemy that's crazy difficult, I should be allowed to upgrade my character right then and there and not do it later on and then have to backtrack and come back to him. I'm gonna have to do that with every boss that exists in the game. To me, that's a waste of time. So I'm like, no, they, instead of having it where it's like maybe they're the enemy is a little bit more strategic when they're fighting me, but don't have it where it's all like, oh, they can take me out in a couple of hits and then I'm done for. No, bro, that's to me, that's not fun. All right, that ain't fun at all. Now it takes me forever to take them out. So anyways, they was all like, and then they said the last one, New Game Plus. Some say that characters suffer more in New Game Plus runs, especially in the DLC areas. See, that's what I'm like, bro. And you got a bunch of people all across the world from 2022, last year, and probably even this year, because me right now talking on it and stuff. So I'm saying, it's like, it's one of those things where it's just, fam, you have to make the game, if you're making a game like hard for the people that been playing your games for years, okay, cool, there ain't no problems with that. But there are going to be people like me, they're going to play your game for the first time, and it's like, you mean to tell me I gotta go out and buy all the other Soul-like games that y'all done made, and then I gotta play Elden Ring? There ain't nothing. No, that's for one, that's just a waste of money, and two, I ain't got that type of time to be sitting around playing games for hundreds upon hundreds of hours just so I can get through a few bosses. No, that to me, and it's like, I would rather have it where it's an easy challenge, the game got a good story, and overall it's like I'm enjoying myself, but it shouldn't be on some stuff where I'm being stressed out, because it's like, when you think of games, what the games are usually designed for? A stress reliever. Elden Ring is in the opposite direction. So anybody out there wondering, is Elden Ring a game that I should get into? I would recommend you go and find a game in that genre that's a little bit easier, because there are a lot of boss fighting games out there where they're easier and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Again, it is not no skill issue when it comes to games like that. The developers want you to play them games as long as you possibly. I feel like developers do stuff like that because they know that they're gonna make money off of it, because people are gonna see somebody's gonna post a video or a stream of themselves trying to go up against bosses, and then you're gonna have people out there like me where it's like they see that and they're like, man, that's easy, I could easily go up against that guy. And then then it's like, then they probably made the ones making YouTube videos on how to take out these bosses, and then it's like, oh well, let's just make some money on the side and come out, because it's like they're the developers, they know how to take out that boss. Me, on the other hand, I don't. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if none of that is the truth on what I just said, like, you guys aren't trying to do it for the money or trying to do it for the fame and all that stuff, then listen to the like the other gamers, listen to the ones that want an easy difficulty. But if not, that's how I'm gonna view that game, and that's how I'm gonna view the developers. So anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode, and peace.